The Gospel.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for a gathering of the faithful. For we have seen the way.
The way of the AFL, mate.
The Gospel.
The Gospel.
No favours, no mate acts. No bull. This is the Gospel.
So refreshing to have the team back in
Yes.
town.
Hey,
Peter Everitt,
been away for a few
Nick
weeks.
Riewoldt,
Back.
and Nathan Brown.
We just had a group hug, back together hug.
So what would you do at 4 o'clock when you're not allowed in heat? Richo goes 10-pin bowling by himself in his suit.
Did any of you realise that a trial had been done pre-season with a fourth umpire?
No.
I didn't even know about it.
And I played in that game and I didn't notice.
You played in it? No.
He's all right.
Be honest, he's putrid. Josh Thurgood looks like he sneezed into a Milo tin.
Well, why don't you do it on air?
Why don't you go to Ethiopia and not eat for a while?
Brownie, you normally kick things off with a joke.
Yeah, jokes haven't been that good lately, but why
know that.
doesn't the Queen wave with this hand?
Why?
Because it's not hers. Nick told me this joke when we were in Dublin. What do you get when you chop a policeman's head into 4? Police headquarters. A man walked into a bar with the same top Jason's got on. A mate of mine got divorced the other day and he told me a joke. He was that flat, I went around and consoled him. So I know nothing about marriage, so don't take this from me, but he said to me, he goes, why do divorces cost so much? Well, I said, I don't know, mate. And he goes, because they're worth it. There's real venom in him. Anyway, I got a joke. What do you call a homo dinosaur? That'd be a gay dinosaur.
Yeah, I don't know.
Megasaurus. 3 blondes walk into a bar. I reckon the third one would have seen it. There was 3 old ladies sitting on this park bench, right? And this guy comes up and he flashes them, and he was endowed to the point of Aaron Fiora maybe. So they were quite taken aback by this, and 2 of them had a stroke, and the other one couldn't make it.
What didn't you understand about the word clean, Brownie?
I don't know. This penguin walks into a bar and he says to the barman, have you seen my brother? And he goes, what's he look like? What do you do if Michael Jackson's drowning? Throw him a buoy. Why are Michael Jackson's pants too small?
Oh, no.
Because they're not his. Knock, knock.
Someone else answer.
Who's there?
Little boy blue.
Oh, no.
Michael Jackson.
We got a lot to get through today.
Why does Michael Jackson like 28-year-olds so much? Because there's 20 of them. Jeez, Jason took a while to get that. Imbecile.
What goes on in that head?
No, I just didn't think you'd actually run with that. Now, in the tradition of Brownie, you've also got to kick the show off with a joke.
Okay, why'd the one-armed man cross the road? He saw a second-hand shop.
Yeah, that's all right.
Delivered the same authority as Brownie went to, slaughtered the first lot.
You know Lance Armstrong?
We do know Lance Armstrong.
7-time Tour de France winner. You know he goes out with Sheryl Crow,
Yes.
the singer
She's
from America.
great.
That makes him the only man with crow's feet in front of and behind his ears.
You slaughtered that delivery. That was very Nathan Brown.
Did you try to stuff that up?
Start us off as we always do, Brownie, with a ripping joke, mate.
What's Bob the Builder's name going to be when he retires?
Don't know.
Bob.
The meat tray, because he should be a prime cut sirloin piece of sirloin steak, but unfortunately he comes out with comments on that and a bit of a pork chop and surrounded by sausages.
You've been taking drugs.
So this is what I've come up with during the week. This is my life. Essendon's probably had the wood over him for so long, and just such a power-breaking side, Essendon, and for the Western Bulldogs to get up and have a win would be great for them. So I'm going the Bulldogs.
Power-breaking side.
Whatever you power-broker, whatever you want to
Powerhouse,
call
sort
it.
of call it.
Brett Burton to go in there and appeal on a 1 week is a massive ask, and to get off is even massiver. If they want a competition, Jason, it would be a hands down Mazaire if we were in it.
I would have thought.
Lay down.
Lay down, hands down. You would have thought with today's technology and the airbrushing, they would have been able to make him look appealable. He's got no abs. He's got
Appealable?
He's got appealing.
Take us through what happened off camera, what we didn't see on the night.
Well, on camera you would have seen that the AFL did ourselves a favour, did all of us a favour, and made sure that the crownies were coming out thick and thin. There was we were sitting 3 deep, thick and thin. To be honest, it was reckless, and I was very surprised that he didn't front the tribunal, because it was a reckless accidental tribunal.
You're bagging me before, Brownie.
Me and Luke are walking along, and then we hear this, "Oi! Oi! Get out of there!" But it was in Barcelona accent, obviously. Spanish.
A Barcelona accent! And of course, flooding is very, very big. We've heard a lot
Especially
of people
in
that watch
Bangladesh.
the game.
They flood all the time in Bangladesh.
What are you talking about?
Oh, they flood a lot over
They play a
there.
bit of footy, do they? Nathan Brown and Nick Riewoldt are here. How are we, guys?
I'm really good.
Yep.
And there's an empty chair in between the two of you. Why?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. Where is he?
Do you two pay any attention to what happens around here?
We started.
Yes, we have.
Oh, right.
Nathan Brown dropped a bombshell on last week's footy show. You couldn't help yourself, could you? You said Robert Murphy's been engaged. He just got himself engaged to his girlfriend. And
Has he really?
Unfortunately, that came as a little bit of shock to the couple that might have been watching at the time.
Yeah, I found it funny. A lot of people found it funny. I've had a lot of calls from mates going, that was a gold gag.
A gold
Gold
gag.
gag. Yeah, no, Rob's got a girlfriend. Her name's Sharon. It's spelled exactly the same way as the football.
Really? No.
They're both fantastic people, great mates to Rob, but she got that many calls from her family and things going, why didn't you tell us, what's going on? And all I had to do was say, look, Nathan's being an idiot.
For a
As
change.
Nathan's prone to being.
Yes.
Do you regret doing it?
No. Funny. We support them, they support us.
How do you support your girlfriend?
I give her an ear to talk to, I give her a shoulder to cry on.
Isn't she lucky?
I've learned something.
She just spoiled the poor girl.
I've learned something. Like, girls, they want to talk about their problems. They don't want a solution to it. They never want a solution. They want to just talk about it.
This is better than Dr.
They just want to
Feelgood.
talk about it. So if you talk to them for a while, then it's okay. Like, we got a sore neck or something. We go and get it fixed. We get a solution. They got a sore neck. They want to talk about it for half an hour. Why they got the sore neck?
I think
We get the job done.
A round of
The
applause.
best suggestion I can give you is to put your shovel away now. The hole's deep enough. Don't dig any deeper.
Is it the bogeyman or the booger man?
Booger man?
Yeah,
You say
Boogie man.
Yeah,
You
The
say some
boogeyman.
stupid
Or the
things.
bogeyman.
Geelong with Gablet on fire.
The boogeyman got to do with something being a bogey side.
You
for
said
you.
bogey boogie.
God. He has no idea about the English language, this
He's got
gentleman.
no idea, full stop.
Where are you on the ladder?
Fourth,
What's the percentage?
111,
How many did you kick for the year?
23.
How many kicks?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought he would have done that as well.
Fair few. Now I heard during the week that the ratings came out for this time slot on the radio.
Funnily enough, ratings for every station, every slot came out, mate, not just this time.
Oh, where were we?
We did okay.
Fifth?
Where were we?
No, I have no idea.
We were the West Coast Eagles of the radio.
Apparently we were number one.
We are.
We're flying.
Well,
Can I suggest...
that says,
Look at Brownie.
what are these other people doing? They're a disgrace.
Can I suggest that you don't get ahead of yourself?
No, why not?
Well,
Why wouldn't you get ahead of yourself?
he's
we're
all
number one.
about bandwagons, isn't
I haven't had much joy in the last month,
Break
but
your
we're
voice
number
box
one.
or something.
We are number one.
Are we on the train?
And we're a long way ahead of number two, apparently. When I was a youngster, I always used to get told that people would give an arm and a leg to be in my position. Well, you take an arm and a leg off somebody, and they're not going to be playing that good a footy, are they?
No, you're not, because you've lost a leg, but that's a little bit hard. A little birdie down at Punt Road tells me that you may have had a little bit of artwork done while you're away.
Yeah, I bought a painting over there.
Have you now officially got a sticker on your person?
I have, Jason. I got a... Yep.
What possessed you to get a tat?
Well, I was sitting at an internet cafe one day. I was quite bored eating lunch. I'd been walking around for a while. I thought, tattoo shop? Went in there. Always wanted to get one at some stage. I thought, oh, here we go. And half an hour later, I walked out with one.
What'd you get?
What did you get?
I got a little cross type thing. I'm not going to show you on here, but
We'd like to have a look at it.
no,
Pull up your
it's
sleeve.
hard to pull up
Pull
the
up your
sleeve.
sleeve or we'll do it for you.
No.
Show us.
Spida, would you do
Yes.
it, please? Unveil. Oh!
It's like a Black Sabbath.
Oh, it
It
is.
is Black Sabbath.
Very gothic.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Are you religious or?
No, I am Catholic, yes, I believe in the fella.
Is Cameron Ling the obvious choice?
Lingy.
King to Ling.
Scarlett?
Cling.
Ling-a-ding-ding.
You know,
Here comes the ling.
Cameron would take the Amron out. It's cling. And Brad Otten's is Bottons. My girlfriend brought that up with me the other day. She thinks it's hilarious.
You must have some wonderful conversations at home, Brownie. What are you doing?
Well,
Why would you just pull out a big pair
look at
of
those.
Chanel sunnies? They rip off Chanels too, aren't they?
No, they're real.
Are they real?
The problem is, Jason,
You look like
You haven't come down yet, have you?
the glare off your head is just a bit much today, so I thought I'd pull out the sunnies. You go and just rub a bit of that sheen off. We'll get together.
you look like a weapon head.
Monday we went to the pub, which was a good day, and there was a lot of skulls. We had a team poster there, and we had to have the dart game. And if you throw it at the team poster, whoever you get had to scull a pint of Guinness. And if you hit the coach, you had to scull 2 pints of Guinness. And I hit the coach. Jeez, I was flat and I was spewed everywhere. But the thing was, we were at this pub and they gave us a full bin there to spew into. They said, look, we don't want any carpet. And they put this sort of stuff, paper, around the edge. And Brett Delidio has sculled his pot and then he's looked away and he's gone all over the carpet. What's happened?
Now, is there any danger that one single day could go by without us having to listen to Nick Riewoldt this, Nick Riewoldt that, turn the corner and see a billboard, see a poster, see a new magazine? The new Alpha magazine, gents. There is a lovely new glossy sports magazine on the market once a month. I actually emceed the launch of it during the week and had to interview the man that is in the middle on the cover.
Nick Riewoldt.
The $1 million
Couldn't
boy
even be on the
himself.
edge. He's in the middle too.
Yeah. It says the upside is you get the opportunity to earn money and meet great people. Who are the greatest people you've met?
You, Jason.
Now, don't be facetious. What are some of the great names that you've met?
Oh, well, obviously my teammates. They're my best mates now.
That's what you're giving us.
Yeah.
I thought you'd
What
met some
about- didn't
famous
you
people
train
the way
with
you're
some-
talking.
Yeah, you meet famous people, but
Well, who have you met
Warnie.
that's famous?
Warnie.
Warnie,
Who else?
Eric Banner.
Now, just before we wrap up, it is time
Hold on,
to
mate.
find our
Hold on.
third.
Hold on, just before you go on, mate. Just wanted to show you this magazine I've got here. It's called J Squad.
Yes.
J Squad.
A very glossy little thing.
Not named after you. It's just been released last week. It's a magazine for teenagers
Yes.
who love their footy.
Why do you care?
Why do I care? Because
Are you
I'm on the front.
You must be getting a cut out of it, eh?
No, I'm not getting a cut.
Now, with a little bit of time up our sleeve, I really think we should backtrack because we touched on something before that we didn't quite get to the root of.
And the other part of this point here
Now,
was
we're talking about
Jason.
Nick.
Pardon
No,
the
we're
pun.
Yes, it was pardon the pun. Are you solid with a new girl?
Oh, be honest, Rui.
It's been in the
Top
paper.
by some.
The
Come
whole
on.
truth and nothing but the truth. It's been in the
Exactly.
paper.
That's
Therefore,
our credo here.
Give it to us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for twisting your arm. So you're off
That's
the
all right.
market.
We've double dated.
Have you really?
Yeah.
By
Went out and had
themselves.
dinner.
Just
Now,
those two.
Nice
Did you
girl,
have to-
lovely.
Did you have to white hand someone to get there?
Oh,
No,
Did you cut someone's lunch?
Jason. No, Jason.
Did you drop your name, Riewoldt?
No, I didn't.
We're seeing a different side of him here, Nick.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
really flat. He doesn't
She
like
saw me crying and she thought this guy's in touch with his emotions. What a catch.
Brownie, you know about the relationship that Spida and I don't know anything about. How long's it been going for? Who's the girl we're talking about?
a couple of weeks. Her name's Stephanie, and they've been pretty solid for the last couple of weeks. So he didn't white hand anybody though, Jason.
Have you ever had problems with supporters that take it upon themselves to perhaps get into your face or get into your life and take their support of the club a little bit too far? Perhaps probe into your personal lives?
Supporters are great, and we wouldn't have a game without them and all that sort of stuff. But what really annoys me is when supporters take it upon themselves, if they see something they don't like, to write a letter to the club and complain officially, or ring up the club and complain for silly little things like or mucking around at the car park and you drove out of the car park too quickly or stuff like that. That really annoys me.
Maybe they're just concerned about the safety of the players, really.
If they saw someone else doing it, they wouldn't do anything.
But you're not anyone else.
Yeah, but you are Riewoldt.
What about you, Brownie?
Every time you go out, there's always some bloke who's the drunkest bloke in there, and he'll come up to you and go, "Hey, how you going, mate? I don't mean to bug you. I wouldn't normally do this, mate, but how you going? I know this bloke who knows this bloke who knows you." Who gives a shit, mate?
Let me ask you this way. If you're out and about in your private, personal life, what's the right way for someone to politely come up and, if they want to say something...
Just don't.
Oh. Unapproachable. The biggest name in the game, no doubt about it, in the AFL
Shut up.
Nick Riewoldt. He gets a little bit bashful and shy when we start talking about
It's
this.
a crap segment, though.
It is.
But don't be in the news every day that I open up the paper.
You and the number Steph, of things Jeez, you're going strong, aren't you? Sorry about that. But you're out, you're dressed up, she's looking good, pretty. And
tell us about that. You went to the premiere of The Lion King on the A-list with the black tie. You dropped the baby and now you just dropped the bomb.
The chair.
Oh, kidding. So good to have you back.
You're at the Lion King. For you? You're at the wedding too. What about you're at the premiere of the wedding one last night?
The Lion King was good. There were lots of people there, so I don't know why you're just singling me out.
What about you at the premiere last night?
I went to the movies.
Was it a premiere?
Yeah, there were heaps
of what?
A few of your mates were there. The Wedding Crasher. It was good. It was funny.
You're on the A-list at the moment, aren't you? You're everywhere.
He is the A-list.
Correct. And Mr. AFL, Nick Riewoldt, look at me when I'm talking.
Don't lie. You don't look forward to this at all.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
I'm looking at
you.
it.
Respect your head.
Don't take the piss, Jason.
So that's a touchy subject,
Not at all.
Ooh. Okay.
Just don't touch me.
We've talked about Angus Monfries on this show before, and I got told by a few of the Essendon boys that before he got drafted, he went to a Rebel sports store or something like that and tried 16 different Guernseys on to see which one he'd look best in.
You're kidding. Where did you come up with this stuff?
I thought that'd be good for the Gospel Award, but we've got so many people putting their hands up for the Gospel Award this week. I just thought that'd be a good little quick bit to talk about.
Time that we worked out who are the tightwads in the AFL.
Well,
there's plenty of them.
First?
A couple of years ago, there was a certain player at our club.
At St Kilda?
A certain player. Spider will probably guess it anyway. Actually, you were probably there. And we were sponsored by Pura Milk at this stage. And there was a Pura Milk fridge in the club, so players could come in and take milk home, use it for whatever. So we had one particular player who would take the milk, take it home, and then go down to his local video store and exchange the milk. Exchange the milk for videos and DVDs.
You are kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Now, is he on good money?
He's on a very good wicket.
Aaron Hamill?
Did you get him in one?
Got him in one.
Oh, Sammy, you tight. Anyone that you can think of, Brown?
Yeah, when I was at the Bulldogs, now, he's not tight anymore. He used to be tight, but Brad Johnson, he used to have Mark Elvey live with him, right?
Yep.
And his first year down there, Mark Elvey, and gave Mark $5 to go and get some fish and chips. He said, go and get $4 worth of, I think that was the maximum chips you could get down the fish and chip shop. He came back and they're eating it, and Jono goes, you got that dollar change.
A dollar change.
You would have seen during the week the Newcastle United English Premier League punched on.
Extraordinary. Dyer and Lee Bowyer.
One of the funniest things you ever see, and I thought that if we asked us here who would be the most likely bloke you'd punch on with at your club, and it might be a good mate, but you just have an argument out in the field, I'd have to say me. Me and Richo have some extraordinary arguments out in the field, but as soon as we have them, we have a laugh and we have a giggle and we get on with it.
I'd have to. I'd love to punch the runner because he never comes out with good news. But the other one,
the runner a wanker,
and he just continues to be for the whole 26 weeks every year. But I'd have to say Nick Holland, because whenever he's in scoring range, he decides to kick a short pass that goes higher than it goes long, and it's just frustrating. So Dutchy. Love to smack on with Dutchy.
Yeah, probably until Heath Black left.
Oh, that's right. He dropped you.
Did you say
last
he
year,
was an
didn't
oxygen thief?
He did too. Not happy.
No, I'm wrapped.
I actually had a fight. At
And apart
training
from
one time.
him, you.
I had a fight. It'd be a one-hit wonder. I had a fight at training with the great Dermot Brereton one time.
Oh, look
We were
at
doing
it.
boxing. I had the gloves on.
Oh,
Still
look
a
at
bit
it.
there.
Dropped him.
Really?
No. Actually, pulled it up very quickly because we were supposed to.
Is that what happened to your face?
Supposed to punch sort of between the waist and the neck, and I've just slipped one off his gloves right onto the button. Eyes started spinning. I said, "Derm, we'll have a break there, champ, and we'll just stop." Little birdie tells me there was a little bit of betting going on over a certain table tennis tournament down at Tigerland.
Yeah, we've had the ping pong table out.
Belly.
What?
Oh,
Peter
Who?
Bell.
good sledge, Rui.
Yeah, no, I brought the table down, charging rent down there for the boys to have the tournament.
He would. Too.
And,
As long
we've-
as there's $1 in it for
We've
him.
had a big thing I set up you can bet on, and all the boys have been getting around. It's a heap of fun to raise a bit of money for a charity.
Now the mail is you were a hot and very short-priced
I
favourite.
was short-priced Evans favourite going into the tournament, and I lost first round. Won the first set. I was 9-4 up in the second, and
Against
the
who?
best of three, Deledio, and I lost.
First name basis.
He is
Deledio.
walking around like he runs the show at the moment.
You've done the yarn
he's
and the Wagner.
Yep.
The massive choke.
Lair rising.
It was Leroy.
So he's
Getting ahead of
jumped into
himself.
your shoes.
Yeah, but
Walking around like he owns a joint.
we are raising money for charity down there, so it's a good cause.
The Nathan Brown Foundation.
the footy
I
trip.
just love the fact that you get beaten at anything. Last weekend again on Triple M Football, Brian Taylor dropped a bombshell. Talking about 3 West Coast players last off-season. Had a little bit of a test of courage or a test of toughness. I'm talking about Ben Cousins, the skipper. Michael Gardner, another big name.
Likely suspect.
and former star Ashley McIntosh. They got together and they thought, how can we prove how tough we are? So we thought, let's work out who can heat up an iron, hold it on their chest for the longest.
They're good, the West Coast boys on that. I love the way they go about things. They really have it cracked. They're on top of the ladder. They do whatever they want. And Ben Cousins will probably win the Brownlow. And I reckon more people should be like him.
Yeah. What? Holding an iron to your chest and having to go to hospital to get
have a
treatment.
good time.
Mind you, it's fair to say West Coast officials have denied that the
course
incident
they would.
occurred. But we have it on very good authority. And Nathan.
Nation! Hey!
Around the nation, Nathan, I know a friend of yours actually witnessed the incident.
Really?
Yes, you told us that.
Oh, I did.
We're not going to mention the name. You did.
You
Thank you,
lie to
Roy.
me.
We're not going to mention the name of the person, but someone actually witnessed it, so it did happen,
Really?
didn't it?
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Nathan, please.
But that they go about things terrifically, the Eagles boys. I love it.
Adelaide James Begley.
And James Begley will go a long way towards winning this because
reckon?
he fits the criteria to a T.
What are they?
He's just the nicest, clean-cut bloke you would ever want to meet.
I go against you. I disagree. James has been in this for about 4 years and he hasn't won it. Does he ever get the idea he's never going to win it? He's been in it about 3 or 4 times.
And that's bridesmaid.
That's
Yeah,
a great
right.
photo of Beggs too. That's terrific.
I don't know him.
Well, and they have a questionnaire that accompanies each of the players' profiles, and one of the questions that James got asked was, what's the sexiest thing about him? His hands.
Ooh.
What are sexy hands?
Well,
George Costanza.
second base.
Second base. Ryan O'Keefe from the Sydney Swans. Good looking photo. They've all got their shirts off, the AFL players in these photos.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Couple of questions. What's the sexiest thing about him? He said, my duck arse. Does tend to waddle a little bit, doesn't he? Has he ever faked the big O? Has he ever faked an orgasm? He goes, no, because it's always special.
Right.
So he's never picked up after midnight.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Let's keep going on the photos.
He's only 24. I thought he
Have
was
you ever
older,
faked
mate.
it, Brownie?
Ryan O'Keefe.
No, silly Jason.
Really?
Not married, I haven't had sex.
Tom Harley, Geelong centre half back. I guess he's a good looking fellow as far
Oh,
as
reckon
gents
he's
go.
all right,
You reckon he's
yeah.
all right, Brownie?
He's ripped up.
Really?
He should have his shirt off.
Scraping the cookie jar, aren't they?
He's ripped up. I reckon.
But it's, one of the questions he was asked is, what saying would be your trademark? And his trademark saying is, boom, that's on. What does that mean?
Is that the condom?
What's that about?
It's on. I'm ready to go.
So,
And he says he would not wear anything bling bling.
yeah,
fair enough.
Mr. Bling Bling. And the final AFL player that made the cut was Alan Didak from
Dibs.
Collingwood.
Didac.
Look at his Lego haircut.
Lego haircut. A couple of questions. He was asked, where would we find you at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night? Just leaving the Victoria Hotel, and on the way to the boutique. Not bad.
Must be in the cab with Crody.
Oh, what don't you understand about women? Why they take so long to get ready?
The night went on, and I remember seeing Matthew Richardson, and he was sitting next to Terry Wallace before Terry had even rocked up, and Richo was, oh my God, I've got to sit next to the coach. I'm under the pump here. He doesn't even like my humour when I'm not had a few, so after I've had a few, he's not going to like me at all. So when you do sit next to a coach, you get a little bit nervous, and Richo did that, obviously, and just started pumping in the beers a little bit quicker than normal. And by the time we got to the after party, there was Matthew Richardson, Jonathan Brown, Luke Hodge, Corns, and Primus, and they were going just sculling. They said, oh, we asked for a Jim Beam, and they said, that's $6, and they said, oh, you can have Cougar for free. And we said, oh, tough choice, we'll take the Cougars, thanks. And they just started sculling down, and Jonathan Brown started piffing a little bit of ice, and you had to hit a celebrity, of course. So there's Jonathan Brown trying to ping ice about 30, 40 metres and trying to hit celebrities, and Richo joining in. Skulls got to about 3:30, and they thought they might go and try and get into heat. About 4 o'clock, they wouldn't let Richo in. He fell over, couldn't walk. So he had no other option. So what would you do at 4 o'clock when you're not allowed in heat? Richo goes 10-pin bowling by himself in his suit. No one else around. There's another 3 people playing 10-pin bowling. Joins in with them. Plays a couple of lanes of 10-pin bowling. Reckons he's got his suit, got a couple of strikes. Headed off about 5:30 in the morning.
Guess who's come in at number 24? A teammate of yours. Josh Thurgood.
That looks like Brad Hardy.
Twisty head.
He's coming at number 24.
He's all right.
Be honest. He's putrid. Josh Thurgood looks like he sneezed into a Milo tin. He's unbelievable. He was born behind the 8 ball, Josh Thurgood. And as 24. I'm shattered.
He's made his debut at number 24. Would have thought that's not a bad effort.
I can't go on.
We have some potential Gospel Award winners, week 1.
I've got one. It was in Dublin, other than Nick being nude the whole time we were there and trying to put himself on me.
Incorrect.
Well, one night we were at this dinner, the AFL Commission, everyone was there, all the players, it was in the big castle, nice. One certain player, I won't name his name to save his embarrassment.
Played for who?
Played for West Coast.
Okay.
Had a glass of wine and we had to do acts. And his act was to get his genitalia out and put it in the glass of wine in front of Andrew Demetrio, Jill Lindsay, the whole lot. I found it funny.
What did you do then?
Andrew didn't. He necked it.
Drunk it.
Who's your contender?
I thought it was more, it was obviously accidental, but I thought Michael Tuck, when he was actually handing out his own medal to call it the Norm Smith. It was
Suffered amnesia? Forgot his own name.
Yeah, you obviously know him pretty
Ripping
well.
Blake, Tuck.
He'd have
Bloke of
to
all
be a
time.
pretty modest sort of fellow.
He's extremely modest.
Yeah. You'd have to be to actually forget that the medal's named after you.
It's not a bad effort, is it? The latest edition of GQ.
The Cloak Brothers.
There's a number of there are a number of sporting personalities who have done some modelling shots. On one of the shots, we have this magnificent action photo of Nick Riewoldt in these purple trousers, no socks, some black shoes, a grey sweat top, and he's in this action.
Looks straight out of the Matrix.
Correct.
I didn't know Mouse
But if you turn over a couple of pages, Spida, you'll see another shot of Nathan Brown on the run in a blue pinstripe with runners and a florally shirt. I don't know what he's thinking about there, just thinking about how good he looks. And if you turn the page, you get another one
you've been in
of
it
Nick
twice.
Riewoldt in his reefer jacket, his smoking jacket, and looking super serious with the college boy haircut.
You wonder. Now we know why they have girlfriends.
Question is, why are there 2 shots of you in the GQ and only one of Brownie?
Because I had to get out quickly because I was running late for something.
Because I need to sell magazines, Jason.
Correct. He's just zinged you a few teams.
Yeah, we got a couple of big heads on this show.
Why do we still all stupid action shots and the rugby league boys just standing there looking, they're looking pretty cool, and the wanker
They have a
photographer
mind
got
of
us
their
on the run on the trampoline.
And you were silly enough to do it. So joint winners of the Gospel
Well
Award
done,
for this
boys.
week, Nathan Brown and
Oh, so we win
fellow
it.
supermodel,
So what
Nick
about-
Riewoldt. Nick, you have come up with our Gospel Award winner for this week.
It's two of the boys down at the Saints are going to share it. Stephen Baker and Stephen Milne have started up their own business, Saintly Entertainment, which is it's a great idea, and they've been inundated with requests. So what they do is they go out to children's parties and stuff, corporates, barbecues, stuff like that, and entertain the guests, cook the barbecue, whatever. So they had their first job, and they were all excited. They were ready to go out. They got the Melways, make sure they knew where they were going. And they got there, and it was a kid's birthday, and the kid was out in the front lawn, and they thought, it's a bit strange. He hasn't got many friends, or what's going on here? And they got to the front door, and the lady said, thanks for coming, but you're a week early. What about
There's some
our
good
mate?
candidates,
What about our mate for burning us for that clinic during the week?
Oh, how's that? We went to the clinic, went out to Dandenong and did a clinic for the young fella that got hit by the drunk driver
Yes.
or the
Yes.
car, and
Tragically lost a foot in that accident, yes.
went out there and did a clinic, and it was supposed to be for the gospel members, and we realised that Brownie with his injury couldn't get there because it was sore. He tried to, but other than that, there was only myself and Rui. Where were you? Too good for grassroots football, or?
May I offer a possible or plausible defence
I
here?
don't think so.
First up, I would think young kids need to see current players because that's who they can identify with, and none of them would know me down there anyway.
Doesn't matter, Joe. Yes, they see you on television all the time.
Secondly, it may have helped in just the smallest possible way if someone told me about it.
Well, you're telling Ricky didn't tell you.
No, and I reckon you've deliberately left me out of the loop just so you could give me a Gospel Award.
Well, you're getting it.
Well, you're getting it because
two
you
against
have burnt probably 200 kids at that school.
They're all
who
saying, "Where's Jason?
appreciated
Where's
everyone
Jason?"
going out there, teaching him a little bit about Aussie rules football, something that you've held your hat on
This
for the
is
last 20 years.
Yeah, this is unheard of.
Ignorance is no defence.
Well,
Jason.
not always in the court of law, I understand that, but I would have thought it's pretty hard to turn up to something you know nothing about. The architects down at Skilled Stadium for putting the away coaches box in the worst spot possible for whenever sun comes you can't see out of it. We've had coaches Chris Conley had to go down boundary side and coach.
Fair income.
Well, that's good.
Where have you been?
That's good for Geelong.
I don't know.
Okay, I think all three of these have been overruled. Nick Riewoldt has just won it because he just keeps saying stupid things. You are the winner of the 11th Gospel Award for being a flop.
That's my third for the year.
Yeah, trifecta.
I'm on fire.
You are on fire. What about a teammate of yours has put his hand up this week?
Which one?
How many put their hand up?
Brad Hodge.
Young Luke Hodge.
Yes. Very disappointing. He's very disappointed, but...
Now, is it true that the session was at 2 p.m. and he missed it?
No.
2 p.m. I heard.
No, we had weights in the morning.
Oh, right.
So
He still missed the one at 2 p.m. though,
that
didn't he?
maybe it was a bit harsh? Like, it was his 21st birthday. You've got 10...
Saturday night.
You've got 10 days till the next game. Was it a leadership group enforced decision or coach or...
I think the harsh thing, as you say, it was a Saturday night, and said come Monday morning, no matter what you do on the weekends, you got to be right for footy on Monday. You got to be right for your next training session.
I thought
If
it was
it's your
2 days
21st or your
It's called
31st,
responsibility, Nick.
yes.
2 days later.
You got to make
Okay.
sure you have a responsibility to turn up.
If you don't
and,
turn up to train and you miss.
Randy, you found a teammate that might have been a late drive for the Gospel Award.
Yeah, Adam Patterson, I put him through the ringer at the club, and now
You
I'm
burned a teammate, basically.
Yeah, I burned him. I'm feeling bad because I read this out in front of all the boys, and they erupted. They thought it was great.
television.
He left his phone in the physio room where,
Error.
as Warnies would find out, you probably don't want to leave your phone anywhere. And just a lesson to Pato to keep your phone with you at all times. We had to go through it to see whose phone it was. Just check a few messages. There was one from his girlfriend that said something along the lines of, "Thanks for getting me up this morning. It's a lot colder when you're not there. You work so hard, honey. You'll have it all soon. Cheeky puppy dog."
Oh, no.
And this went on and on and on. And he's a great fella, Pato, but he's... I don't think he'll win it because I think Nick's got the winner, but certainly keep your phone with you at all times around a footy club.
How did he handle that in front of the boys?
He was quite good, actually. He just sort of put his head down, and then I just did a cover-off text this morning because I was a bit worried about it. And I just said, good luck this week. And he wrote back, and to think that I voted for you as captain. And I'm reading it, I'm going, I thought he was flat with me.
I've got one. I think our assistant coach, Damien Hardwick, during the week, he went to watch the seconds play footy, and at half-time he went up to Bo Nixon and said, look, second half, just play out and just try and get a few cheap kicks in and around the ground. So
get his confidence up, get a bit of ball.
Yeah. So anyway, Bo's gone out there and played the second half, and he's actually got reported and hip and shouldered a few blokes, and he's come in and he said to Hardwick, he goes, well, look what you made me do. You made me get reported. Hardwick goes, what do you mean? He goes, well, you told me to go out and give a few cheap hits. Ooh. And read him wrong, went and did what he asked him to do.
Did what the coach
wanted. That's what he thought he said.
Yeah.
And went up the tribunal last night, copped 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
So Hardwick.
Got his confidence right up.
Do you give it to Damien Hardwick for delivering that message, or do you give it for Bo hearing it
I
the
would
wrong
have thought
way?
the responsibility of a coach is to give clear instructions.
Yeah.
So Damien Hardwick.
What if you said something clear and someone just didn't hear it that way?
You know how you have your review meetings of the game and all that sort of stuff, and we were going through a certain area which we did fairly poorly, and a few blokes guessed what number we did this poorly at, and one said 11, one said 21. Player goes, it's below 21, it's above 11. Richo goes, 30?
I'll start with Danny Jacobs. You go into an interstate trip, and obviously a few of the single guys like to hook up if there's any chance up in an interstate hotel. And Danny turned his phone off. The next morning he got a text message saying, where are you? I'm in the Stanford Plaza where we stay. And he had a lovely lady staying in another room, and she just texted that she's lonely and has this big king-size bed all to herself, and he gets it the next morning. He was absolutely gutted, DJ. I nearly had one, a Gospel Award. It was just that one of the young guys throughout the whole first year of his AFL career had gone the length of the season without picking up, or he's been celibate.
Picking up what?
Celibate.
Oh, not having female relations.
No.
Is he gay?
And I told him for the last 6 weeks, if he hasn't got one by round 22, he's going to be the Gospel Award winner.
Yes.
Got one on Sunday night, he did.
Oh, well done.
So I've
Break
got
the seal.
Who was it?
Can he prove it? He didn't go to top of the town, did he?
No, he didn't have to pay for it, and he was very very excited about that.
Was it with a female?
It was female. There was more than one.
Who was it?
It was more than one what?
I can't say, but
There was more than one what?
There's only been three. There's been 3 young guns. They're all rising stars, and it's one of the rising stars.
What?
What's he look like?
He's got I suppose, a bit of a rough head on him.
Oh, there we go.
You've just given up the poor boy.
Zipped him in.
You got a candidate, Brownie?
Yeah. I was reading in the pub that we own, we get the Truth magazine sent to us, and yeah, you see those centrefold girls in there. She was talking about she loves James Hird, and she's got a boyfriend, and when they have relations, obviously, her and the boyfriend, she puts on an Essendon jumper with number 5 on the back. And while the act's going on, like, she yells out, "Hirdy."
No.
Hirdy. Yep.
No.
So this was in the paper, so I'm not making this up. That was in the paper.
It's a good magazine, The Truth.
Yeah. I love
So who are
Hirdy.
you nominating? Hirdy?
I'm nominating Hirdy.
That's great.
I love Hirdy.
He didn't even do anything, the poor bloke.
Yeah, that's brilliant though.
The Duck. I love the Duck. And Surfers Paradise Junior Football Club. Did you see in the paper during the week? They came out and bagged him
Oh, no.
as a guest speaker.
For some tasteless remarks.
Apparently.
Yes,
Allegedly.
So you're throwing the duck.
No, you are.
Throwing him up.
I'm throwing up the footy club that bagged him in.
Oh, you are not. You're throwing up the
There's
duck.
no way I'm throwing up the duck.
Okay, Rui's throwing up the duck. What about you, Spide?
Surfers Paradise Footy Club.
Stop it.
Because we used to pound them every week
Well,
too.
you
when I
know who
played
you're
football.
throwing up.
I'm going to throw up for Vola. We're on a plane on the weekend. We're off to Perth, and he was talking to some gentlemen in front of him, and he's asked them where they were going. We're on a plane. Where do you think we're going, Fair chance we might be going to Perth.
That's not bad. Dale, you got anyone you'd like to throw up?
Can I say Warney for dropping the Ashes again?
Oh,
You've hooked him.
He's taken 40 wickets.
Yeah.
Carried his end in the batting as well, and for one drop catch.
And he's
a Saints supporter.
I love him. I will say Tate then.
Now we have to pick who the overall winner for the year is.
For the whole year.
Yes.
I thought these are my two suggestions for the whole year. Michael Tuck's Gospel Award was the best of the whole year. I felt it was the funniest.
He said the winner of the Norm Smith medal for the Michael Tuck medal.
And the Cloak family don't get enough credence for that stalking thing.
Well, I went to a function the other day and David Cloak walked in. I shit myself. I didn't want to go anywhere near him. So
I would have thought it's pretty hard to deny a bloke that's won it 6 times.
Yeah, but you gave me these when I was away.
No, we didn't.
Just for being an idiot.
You didn't miss 6 weeks, but consistent stupidity across the course of the year stands you in good
I had
stead.
Cloak
one,
family,
I had
no, the
one in
Cloak
the first 17.
Right?
I'm going the Cloak family.
I'm going the Cloaks.
Yeah, I love the club.
Well, all right, the winners of the Gospel Award for 2005 is
So
the
last
Cloak
year it was
family.
Hardy, was it?
Yep.
Brad Hardy.
And now the Cloaks.
Oh,
I had nothing to do with that, but I get outvoted 3-1. So the Cloak family have to cop
you
the
told us to
Gospel
do that
Award.
out the back.
Don't
You
play
set
those
that
songs.
whole thing up.
Don't play those songs.
Don't.
Excuse me.
He's done it all year.
Hadn't he?
He backs out. He goes,
He's got
"Guess who are we going to give the
That's
award
it,
to?"
that's it for us.
He said the
persona-
Cloak. He said the
persona
Cloak family
about
because he had a
himself.
run-in with the old man at one stage.
Yeah,
and he
run
wanted
in
to get him
David.
back.
You've
Don't
done very
deny
well
it
with
now.
David.
Don't
You've
deny
done
it.
very well there.
right.
You're a lying loser.
You look thicker.
He does, doesn't he?
He
I reckon
buffed.
ever since he's gone
Quads.
away the CEO job, mate, not a stressful life now, so he's put
Everything's
it on.
thicker except your hair.
What about the
Maybe
three?
even your brain.
What about the three
We've
chins on the
been
back
on
of
for
his...
45 seconds and you've started.
Yes. Because you gave me nothing over the summer. What about
Rico?
you, Bunghole?
I would have played soccer, Brownie, as a goalkeeper. Had
Well-
dreams of playing for Liverpool many years ago.
Me and
No,
Nick
they
came
were-
up with a few for you.
This would be good. What did you come up with for me, Brownie?
I came up with shot put.
Yeah, I've got sumo wrestling.
I came up with pie eating.
Playing a sport? I think it's a hobby or a pastime.
Could revolutionise horse racing and become a jockey.
And I also, at the Olympics, you could be the Goodyear blimp.
Seems everyone's having a laugh at my expense at the moment.
Congratulations on your life membership type thing that you won during the week. Terrific.
I've been a life member for many years.
Oh, you won something. It was good. Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Nathan.
yeah.
That was so heartfelt. Brownie,
half finished it, Nathan.
you went to school for a while. Did you do year 10?
I've done a year of university, Jason.
Really?
Yes, 2 years actually. When I first came
Took you
down
2 to
here.
do 1 year of university and you found out it
No, I
wasn't for you?
did one subject, canned it because I didn't like it, and then did another one.
And then canned it because you didn't like it.
I canned it because, footy was going all right.
So what would you do if footy wasn't going
Well,
okay?
I've got my clothing business, Lenny, which is going well, and I hope to do
You say
that.
my?
Yeah.
Mine
So
and
no
Craig's.
partners?
Craig's.
Okay.
So I'd like to do that when I finish football, build it up. I'd be an author.
A what?
Author, you heard?
What would you write about?
books?
Just books.
About what?
Anything.
For who?
What do you mean?
Everyone.
What, like Grungor?
That's the vaguest thing I've ever heard. I just write books for everyone.
What are you talking about?
Let's have a look at the matches.
Coming from fat and skinny over here.
Skinny Laurel and Hardy. Melbourne against Adelaide.
There's one of them balls.
Dumb and Dumber over here.
Yeah, flog it.
Is he serious wearing that t-shirt today?
T-shirt.
His
I wore
t-shirt
this,
has
I wore this.
Oompa Loompa Doompa.
Do you know what it's
That
from?
about sums you up.
Do you know what it's from?
Chocolate Factory.
Yes. And you just remind me of Willy Wanker. So I thought it was the perfect shirt to wear for you.
And
I
the
read
caboose.
something after last week.
On the caboose.
I read a quote from Nathan Brown that said, "We're not getting ahead of ourselves, but we're looking at the top 4 now."
All right, I'll put that into perspective for you. And if you don't butt in, idiot, They asked me, would you, seeing you're 6 and 2 and you're third on the ladder, would you lift your sights now saying where you are? And I said, look, you don't want to go backwards from here. We're third. This is where we want to stay. So obviously we'd aim for the top 4.
Really?
I sent Brownie a message the other day.
Incredible. That was great.
I sent Brownie a message after the game the other day. I said, "What's up, mate?" And he wrote back, "My confidence."
Nick,
You're on fire.
Oh, he's lying now.
a few people have told me that I look like Gary Ablett Jr. a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it's funny,
Talk it
but,
up.
Brad Pitt.
but hang on,
A bit of
let
Brad
me
Pitt in your
talk,
face.
idiot. When I was growing up, everyone used to say my dad looked like Gary Ablett Sr. So it's funny that he looked like him and I apparently look like him, but
That's excellent.
Anyway,
Well done.
Jason, I've got a few for you.
You're on fire.
Oh, gee, he's got a few for
I
me.
thought
but-
if you were out and they needed someone to take your spot, the twin, you could have Danny DeVito.
Yep. Yogi Bear.
Bit short.
Yogi Bear. Yeah. Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
Fat cat.
Fat bastard.
Shrek. 1 and 2.
Humpty Dumpty.
And Porky Pig. But on a serious one, I always thought Darren Pritchard looked a bit like you.
You're an idiot. I thought we could have got Van Troy could have played you.
Michelin
The bloke that played Mini-Me.
Michelin Man too.
Yeah.
Michelin Man.
Tattoo off Fantasy Island.
He's got
could
no
have played you.
hair, mate.
What about Lenny Hayes and Tyson Stingline? They look
Not
alike.
bad.
Yeah.
I reckon Millhouse off The Simpsons if Brownie wore glasses would look very
What
low.
about Barney Gumble for you?
What about any albino horse for Rui?
What about just a big horse's knob for you?
What about maybe we just stop cranking on ourselves and move?
Clydesdale.
You would have been an ugly
Just
kid.
having a laugh. I was a good looking kid.
You would have been an ugly kid. You would have been
was
that
good
ugly.
looking.
If you went to Neverland, Michael Jackson would have made you sleep in your own bed. Now, I had perhaps...
Oh, you've been wanting to say that all show, haven't you?
He's
He's been waiting all show to say
You
that.
walked into it beautifully too, man. Pretty hard to turn up to something you know nothing about. But I'll cop it on the chin.
Fair chin. Which chin?
Ample chin, isn't it?
You're taking on. Hey, he's got 2 awards. He's got 1 for each.
Is there room on that chin with that stupid thing going there as well?
Oh, can we get a shot of the side of your head with that massive Mount Vesuvius goiter that's growing out near your right eye? Please. How many Gospel Awards have you won this year?
I've won 3.
Okay, well, I'm still 2 behind, so I'm okay.
Consistent.
Hey, don't
You
worry.
are deep in the red.
You've got enough chins for him, Jason.
He'll win 8.
How does a bloke that looks like a rooster start sledging? Have you won any this year?
Get on with
Have you
it.
won any?
Thanks to Rinai.
Spider's wrapping things up. I actually heard that you are the most losing player in the AFL of all current players
It's great
going
stat,
around.
Jason. Just
You
like
have
just like your
lost-
worst on grounds.
No,
They're just
your winning
really riveting.
losing percentage is the worst of any player in the AFL. Were you aware
Well,
of that?
thanks for that.
That's
what do you want me
very
to give
negative, and you shouldn't be.
No, I'm not having a go at him. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no.
because of your time at St Kilda and now at Hawthorn.
Yeah, thanks for that.
West Coast against Carlton over at Subiaco. This is David
waiting for a
and
response
Goliath.
then,
No, I just thought he'd arc up. But David v Goliath over in Perth.
No, well done, Captain Obvious. West Coast.
West Coast for myself as
West
well.
Coast, you've been eating retard sandwiches again.
No, but I'm sitting across from 1, 2, 3. Just like to relate to you a text message that I received from the great Spida Everitt.
How about
Because,
that?
of course, Spider's taken up by club commitments, training commitments, couldn't be available this week. He sent a text that went like this. I would think if you have 2 half-paralysed flogs that can't do stuff all, and a fat prick that lives at Fox Footy, you would work around the only one playing at the moment. Have a crap one, you inconsiderable mongrels.
And you've
You've actually-
edited that because there was a lot of F's and
Okay.
there's a lot of C bombs everywhere.
The
in that.
words I had to insert were flogs,
Instead of
And-
C-bomb.
crap,
Mongrels.
and
Mongrels.
stuff all. Chris Tarrant could fit in a forward line with you.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely fit him in. He's a great player, Tarrant. Great, gets up the ground. I'd play behind him and put Tazza at centre half forward. I'd be happy with that.
Some great body language in that forward line, wouldn't there?
What happened? What's going on?
Where's the love guy?
No, that's what he does.
I'm only
That's what he does.
joking,
He
mate.
sucks you in. He sucks you in, and then he jumps
I don't
off
like
and canes you as soon as he gets the
I don't
first
like it when
chance.
people do that.
He's
I
an
felt-
ordinary bloke.
I felt good, you know. I felt really good. Now I feel terrible.
Two-faced.
They are
are
our
you going
tips. Hawthorn.
You didn't say it.
He's
Go
a
for
CEO,
Hawthorn
mate.
every week.
Oh, well, you ask us when
Pull
it's our game as
your
well.
head in, young bloke.
Dickhead.
This is the bloke that is Mr. AFL. All of a sudden, he's calling names. he's
No,
getting
I'm angry.
You're swearing. You told supporters not to come up and approach you.
No,
You
I
don't like
didn't.
them.
I like
You did.
supporters.
You're
I love
rich, though.
supporters.
That's all that matters.
Hey.
The people in Monaco are all very friendly, and so that's why you would have fit in. You're very friendly.
Yep.
The people in Paris and France were
Where's
more
this
like
going?
you, Jason. You would have fitted in because they were a bunch of knobs. So I went to the movies actually during the week. I took my young cousin, nephew, whatever he is. He wanted to, he wanted to go to the movie, and he wanted to go and see Fat Albert. And I was thinking how good it would be for you to have a movie career. All you need to do was paint yourself black, and you could be Fat Albert.
Nick Riewoldt. Last week, playing for St Kilda, we saw some extraordinary footage at half-time in the rooms. The blonde superstar, just with his Hand holding one nostril closed, his nose over a cup, just inhaling something, Spida. Did you see that footage?
No.
I got told it was cocaine.
Well, I think we should set the record straight. What were you inhaling at
Brownie
half
would
time?
know.
I need to be hanging out with Jason if I was sorting. That's but,
Let's not move on from that. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by
I've just
that?
heard a few stories about you.
Is that right? Well, better there were stories about me in my heyday than Brownie now, I guess.
That's ridiculous.
so it's okay we're laughing at me.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Well, why don't you do it on air?
Why don't you go to Ethiopia and not eat for a while?
Have we touched a sensitive
Why don't you
area
give
here,
Graham,
David?
why don't you give Graham Gooch a call and get some of that stuff that these users on his hair?
Robert Downey Jr.
Who's Robert Downey Jr.?
Graham Gooch.
Actually, what does Robert
You look
Downey
like
Jr.
Graham
do?
Gooch.
And this has been the gospel.
You don't want to get into that?
No. Just go to Ethiopia.
Are you going?
It's just boring, Blake.
I had to go last year because I was interim CEO.
Yeah.
And our table had one Peter Everitt and one Shane Crawford and one Trent Crode. Who else was on it, Spider?
Yeah, but you had to stick up your backside.
No, well, here's the thing.
He was a chief.
Here's
Oh, you were like a prune.
an hour into the episode, and our noise is the loudest table at the establishment.
Might as well have taken my mother.
I'm sitting here saying, guys, we've come second last. Shut up.
Jason,
Keep it down.
have a beer and
Be
enjoy
respectful.
yourself and relax. Couldn't possibly do that, could he, Jason?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Looks like he's had a few, but
So
have
you're not,
one,
so
did
you're
you,
not going
Jason?
this year?
No, because it's the world's most boring night.
oh,
When you're not
Unless
Show some
you've got a
respect to the
teammate
people that
that's
have won.
You're going for the piss. Unless you've got a teammate that's going to poll well, it's a very boring night. It's long.
What was your best finish in a Brownlow?
Couple of seconds?
I'm going to
Couple
have,
of thirds.
I'm going to have a
Four,
fair dinkum crack. I know that much.
You're going to have another crack.
Even without you there,
Yeah,
Jason.
Sure, he looked good in the
I'm
paper
sure
the
you'll
other day.
disgrace
I'm going to
yourself.
make a putrid pig of myself.
Tell you what, if you do,
Yes.
you'll get the DCM. Because if you have a look at the fine print of your contract, Spider, things like that can result in contract cancellation. So you should think very carefully before you set yourself up for something
And are
like
you
that.
I'll talk to Ricky, you'll get me somewhere.
You know, when there's a dam and the water's coming out and they say the finger in the dike thing?
Yes.
You know the thing they put in there to stop the water coming out is called a bung. That was a big hole.
Bung is just a plug
They
down, yeah.
stick you in.
Yeah.
Leave your head out.
That was very good.
He's
We're
had a
looking
haircut,
forward
he's had a
to...
haircut too, and it looks bloody beautiful,
Thank
doesn't
you.
it?
I'm not going
Why
there.
haven't you got kids?
You know the sort of person I am.
Very selfish.
And it looks like he's pregnant anyway.
With twins.
We've been waiting for her to give birth.
I'm the only one going for Adelaide. I guess 11 in a row hasn't convinced many of them.
You're the only one over 130 kilos too, but we're not saying anything about that.
That 130 kilos is going to come down on your miserable little head in a moment.
The only one with no hair.
A little bit left.
And,
bit.
and a little thing under his lip.
Hair.
That looks really good, fashionable.
Keep going.
In 1984.
No, that's about it.
Keep
No,
going.
keep going. Keep going.
Kangaroos
I want more.
versus
I want
Port
more.
You're
Adelaide.
the only one who buys
Telstra
your
Dome.
jeans from Target.
Why Target?
Because you're a tight ass. What's the next game? Kangaroos Port. Who are you targeting there, Rui?
What language is that?
You have no idea.
Kangaroos Port.
Kangaroos.
Yeah, I'm going to go Kangaroos too.
I'm going Port Adelaide. They can't be that bad, I think. Finals footy is what it's
Getting a
about.
football.
Port.
I'll tip Kangaroos, Brandon. Can you keep going?
Certainly can. Next we'll announce that.
Thanks to Rinnai Infinity, safe temperature controlled water that never runs out. This is the gospel on Triple M.
You know who taps their pen every time?
Jason.
It's f***ing you. I've been watching it.
He's clicking it as we speak.
Yeah, you
Afterwards.
went there and went 4 times like that. I watched it.
Okay, did that put you off?
No, you were just talking Renity, Infinity, it never runs out.
Was I going that hard?
Renai or Renity or whatever it is. You're
I don't sit
it
there
doesn't
going,
matter.
quickly, oh, you're bleeding now.
Oh, see, now you've made me stress.
Brownie. Rude. Prefer if you didn't say it was a boring segment while we're on air. And if it is, f***ing come up with one better, you big blonde f***ing beanpole.
Hey, Dunstall.
I'm at my wit's end, Lee.
How are the ratings going? Jeez, that was a shit story.
What'd you come up with?
Well, you didn't fucking ask me.
How long did he have to come in at any stage?
Well, you didn't
I got
ask me.
confused with all your notes, which subject they were about, which segment was yours.
Just the top one, dickhead. Embarrassing players.
Junk time back.
Yep, player told me I was going to go back to Bendigo once in front of the group. And once coming into a
Any
priest.
thoughts of saying that at any stage?
Well, if you had asked me, I was waiting for you to ask me.
How many times did you speak during that segment?
None.
No, you spoke 2 or 3 times.
Well, you asked me about Mick
Mold.
Malthouse.
Oh, well, say, I don't know about Mick, but Terry did this to me one day.
Do it again.
No, stop sooking.
Yeah.
Just about had you, you know, clipping.
You've given me nothing.
Yeah,
I feel like
both
our
of us
friendship's
nothing.
going down the toilet or something. I don't know. No, it's been done.
That's shit, and if it's not shit, it'll get some. You just can't lean the other way and do it. You pig of a f***ing garden gnome. You midget, stinky, shit-ass thing.
What big old parts is he?
Come on, let's go.
Oh, you're not sitting here in a cloud of brown shit, are you? Get it? That's not on. Get it? Brown shit.
Funny on funny on the show.
Only real funny. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Wait. Number 7. Cameron Ling.
Lingy slays them, I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard
does.
he
I've
holds
heard
up one end of the
Lingy
bar, he can drink and he roots them. Apparently, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to edit that one out.
I don't think we do, but he obviously has a lot of attraction for people out there.
Oh, great stories, Brownie. Oh my God.
That's nearly the worst segment you've ever done. That's what you came with.
Well, I can't tell any rooting stories, can
Why
I?
not?
Because, well, you wouldn't.
Of course I would.
You would not.
I would.
No,
Just
you
never got
wouldn't.
involved in any of it.
Well, you couldn't get near it.
Never saw it. I was always comatose.
You should have done it.
Bloke's right.
Sorry.
Trying to get going if we could.
I'll start. Don't need to sit here saying nothing.
Settle down, horsehead, or I'll knock that attitude off your face. You heard. Try once more, Reese. Stick around because next we are live from Skilled Stadium for the Cats and the D's as Triple M rock football for Rui's flu-ridden, skinny, pin-headed unicorn face with that big hooter sticking out.
Jason's bald Rogaine using fat head.
Hang on, if it was
Porridge guts.
Rogaine using, I wouldn't be bald, would I?
Well, you'd think, but obviously it doesn't work. Mr. Baldy.
Okay. Now I'll have to consult my solicitors because you've gone somewhere you shouldn't have. Unless you'd
I'll
like
go
to
there.
send it out
Mr.
of- Well, I would have thought you'd be getting the passengers that are worn stupid from all the that you've thrown up
What
there.
about you in the 80s at JD's?
Get over here. Apologies for that. Sorry.